Hello, everyone. This is Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, the Disrupt Meister. Welcome. Oh, gotta clear that throat there. I haven't been talking to the One Bitcoin Show. Today is May the 25th, 2020. Strong hand, long-term thinking. Bitcoin is the next Bitcoin. Buy and hold. Fitting in is overrated. In motion. Value your wealth in Bitcoin. Apex predator. 1 day closer to an all-time high. I'm offended by selling. Unconfiscatable. Compete, don't complain. Conviction. Be a unique beast. I had to say them all, dudes. Hello, my elite friends. If you've got questions, I've got answers. And I know you're asking, why you got to clear your throat? I literally haven't spoken to anyone all day. I don't think so. I don't know. There's a little phlegm back there. All right. So yeah, ask the questions if you're watching this live. If you're watching a tape, play to 2x. Guy Swan, Juan Galt, and Gigi were on the This Week in Bitcoin show on Friday. So a lot of you are just getting back from your Memorial Day celebrations. Check that out. Disruptmeister.com, techbalt.com. TECHBALT on Twitter. We're going to talk about some guys that have conviction and some unique beasts in a second. So I want to talk about all you trading addicts out there. Those of you who do not understand that you got to control your own private keys. No matter what, if you get stuck with some 6-tier altcoin and you leave it on some exchange, and I'll sell it one day when it goes up. Look what can happen to you. You get fees when they are not your keys. LA Token, which is some like fifth-rate exchange, is charging users an inactivity fee. Long tail exchanges with dwindling volumes are getting desperate. Okay, that's from Mr. Jason Choi. Yeah, don't keep anything on an exchange. You shouldn't be gambling there anyway, because one of these days you're going to wake up and realize that you're on one of these exchanges that's just randomly started charging an inactivity fee and starts to bail in your account. Yeah, it's a freaking bail-in in crypto. Well, not your keys. You pay the fees. All right. So, I mean, also of note, there's some exchanges out there that are getting pretty desperate, FYI, that they got to charge inactivity fees. But if people are silly enough to keep their Bitcoin, God forbid their Bitcoin there, but their other cryptocurrency, whatever they're keeping there, yeah, you're going to pay the price there. Laurent, pound that like button. Laurent MT. He's a smart dude, got a good feed out there on Twitter. He is talking about this entity called Crazy1o1, not a 0, an O. That's what they named it, okay? And this entity is part of the mempool congestion out there that everyone is, well, some people are unhappy about. So this thread, if you're interested in learning about the entity is playing in the mempool congestion, you can check it out. I'll summarize it real quick. In terms of fees, Crazy1o1 has paid more than 104 Bitcoin in mining fees since May 1st. Since May 1st, Crazy1o1 has spent around 804,000 UTXOs. It's more than the UTXOs usually spent per day. So in 25 days, he alone has been involved with the same amount of UTXOs that are usually spent per day. It has been operating since June of 2019, okay? It has slowly and patiently accumulated a large number of UTXOs. It could be a Ponzi scheme, but so no one knows what this is. And so that's the interesting part. But we do know this entity is in consolidation mode right now, and it is moving around Bitcoin, combining them all in one address. Like he's like, let's say he's got 0.1 Bitcoin through mempool. Anyway, if that got cut off, I said there's so much activity by this one entity that it's affecting the mempool. I mean, he's a major player in all this. So whatever, interesting study over there. Let's see. Okay, we got some dudes in the chat. Hello, you can ask some questions. I'm going to go over a question that was actually sent to me for this show in a second. So let's get back up to the notes here. Defiance over compliance, dudes. So yesterday I was talking about people were asking about why is holding better than trading. I think it should be obvious by now, but why would you want to participate in trading, which is something where people are making Bitcoin exchange, like that might drop the price. Yeah, we're having some connectivity issues there. Excuse me if you're watching this live. I mean, I don't know what to say about. I guess if I have a bad connection, I don't know. YouTube. Hey, hey, conviction. The show must go on. So let's get back to the topic at hand. Why would you hold over a trade? And as I spoke about yesterday, there are these traders out there. They see what the whale alert post. And they say, oh, a bunch of Bitcoin has just been moved to an exchange. I better sell. And that will drop the price. And you can, short term, that messes you up right there. And if you're a trader, you're all into the short term. I mean, I wouldn't want to participate in an activity that involves such gambling and speculation where people are basing their moves based on perhaps people trying to manipulate the whole market just by moving Bitcoin to an exchange. Not by selling it, by just moving it. So that's what you're involved in when you're trading. And no chart predicts when some whale is going to like send a bunch of Bitcoin to an exchange and then just take it off, and just because he wanted to scare people. I mean, it's silly. Trading that is silly right now. Okay, and that does affect the market. There's no doubt. You read those whale alert threads. I mean, some of the comments there are so reactionary, so short-term, so gambling-oriented. They're quite hilarious. Like, oh, better sell now, better sell now. I mean, that's the market. Those are the market participants. So, of course, I wouldn't want to. Long-term, it doesn't matter at all if these freakazoids are flipping and making moves based on who deposited and who said what on Twitter in a thread. And again, when you're a holder and you're here, you get the insider information. You get those crypto dividends, baby, that you turn into Bitcoin. You get interest on your freaking Bitcoin by holding. Trading, no, that doesn't happen. You don't get MWC airdrop when you're trading. You don't get that, and that was pretty darn good, I got to say, for us who had turned it into Bitcoin. All right, so yeah. Are quite funny. So you should read them, and it just shows you the type of weak hands and impulsive people that are involved in trading. So no, I wouldn't want to be in such a market. It's risky. It's risky. Why risk your precious Bitcoin on dudes that are worried about whale alert and trying to fight each other out? All that noise is canceled out over the long term, and that's what holding is all about. Okay, so I mean that. Okay, so I mean that it's so, that aspect of trading is so silly. Why would I want to be part of that? I don't know. It's very immature type of stuff. What are your thoughts? Here's a question. What are your thoughts of multi-sig for holding our own private keys on hardware wallets? For example, multi-sig using Trezor or cold card. The idea is to avoid a single point of failure. And he says Glacier Protocol, Trace's favorite, utilizes this. Okay, there you go with the Glacier Protocol again. Dudes, there are some people out there, they just have a natural desire to try something different, okay? And you want to try something different. You want to go the multi-sig route. What Andreas Antonopoulos has brought this up before. You can't overcomplicate things, dudes. If you're able to handle something like that, then be my guest. But there's a lot of people that just have the mentality like, I want to try something different, so I'm going to overcomplicate things. And that's not good, because by overcomplicating things, you're increasing your chance of making a big mistake. So I wouldn't recommend people to do that. Now, okay, so those are my thoughts on multi-sig, what you just brought up, the scenario you just brought up, okay? Why overcomplicate things? Why overcomplicate things? I mean, you stick with the Trezor. Just strict with. Why don't you have multiple storage devices if you want to avoid a single point of failure? Okay, I mean that's cool. That's cool right there. And how about this? If you have a desire to try something different in terms of storage, and I have brought this up before, Trezor has a blog about this. They've got that Shamir's backup. It's a different way of storing your private keys, okay? Your recovery your recovery phrase. It's a completely different way. You can split it up like 5 different ways. It's something different. For those of you who want to try something different with your storage, you could still have your Trezor and do this Shamir backup. Now, I think read the blog. I've mentioned it before, but I really think there's just a certain segment of the population, they want to try something different. I just don't want to do regular Trezor. I don't want to have a regular ledger. I want to do what Trace is doing with the Glacier protocol, just because I've heard it's something different. Well, okay, we'll start easier with the Shamir backup thing. And yeah, I know it's 2 different types of things. I understand it, but it's still that mentality of I want to try something different. That's a way to build up your experience in trying things that are different, and maybe you'll be satisfied with just doing that. That'll be your thing that's different. All right. So Faketoshi was caught a fraud in a message signed with Bitcoin addresses he claims to own. Oh man, someone just signed a message calling Faketoshi a fraud from 145 addresses he claimed were his in the Tulip Trust. So everyone said to him, if you own these addresses, why don't you sign it? And he keeps giving excuses. And any logical person now years ago was said, well, obviously if you can't sign the message, and that's it. It's over. They're not his. And most of us have moved on. We don't even talk about him. We don't call him by his name. But he's got a cult following. Okay. And after this, who in their right mind could believe him? I mean, he these were not Satoshi's addresses, and he is not Satoshi. We already knew that. So somebody, until recently, no one knew the exact addresses he was claiming to be in the Tulip Trust. No one knew the exact. It got leaked out. So this dude or this entity found out. Well, those are my addresses, and he signed the message, and it says. He says the name of the person, I'm not going to say, is a liar and a fraud. He doesn't have the keys used to sign this message. The Lightning Network is a significant achievement. However, we need to continue work on improving on-chain capacity. Unfortunately, the solution is not just change a constant in the code or to allow powerful participants to force out others. We are all Satoshi. Okay. Very nice signed message there. Very cool, dude. One big thing so I'm sure the cult, when you're in a cult, you'll still come up with excuses. So they'll still come up with excuses. Tulip Trust is a total fraud, by the way. It doesn't exist. I mean, that's what a lot of us have been saying. He just, he put a bunch of addresses together and said, yeah, there's something called the Tulip Trust, made it sound mysterious and whatever. Most people who are logical have been saying this for a while, but one great takeaway from this that's incredible. Here's a tweet. It's incredible. These coins were mined 37 days after the Genesis block. I am shocked that someone mined them and kept the keys all that time and resisted to sell at $1, $10, $100, $1,000, and probably will hold at $100,000 by the looks of it. So this entity was clearly mining them, and has never moved. Like 50, I mean, they're in blocks of 50, okay? And yeah, dude, it's impressive. That might be like the strongest hand of them all, because we don't know if the ones beforehand or if the person's alive that owns the ones that are older than that, okay? So 37 days after the Genesis block, this dude hasn't moved his Bitcoin at all. Okay, and they're worth a lot. It's a lot of darn Bitcoin he's got. Okay, he's got a lot of Bitcoin. Hasn't moved it. I checked the Bcash side of things. He hasn't moved that either, because obviously, if he had Bitcoin, he controls his own private key. He got the Bcash at the fork, but he hasn't moved that either. So I mean, I guess he doesn't want to give away his identity. Whoever this person is doesn't want to give away their true identity, but they're very much willing to sign a message proving that they control these addresses. So good for that. Whoever this mysterious person is, you might be the strongest hand out there. You're an inspiration. I mean, if I were you, I wouldn't really care about being an anonymous. I would have gotten rid of the Bcash and turned it into some Bitcoin, and maybe even turn some of that. I mean, because he's got so much Bitcoin that maybe turn some of that Bcash Bitcoin into some, just that, buying some cars for your kids or something. I don't know. I mean, this dude's got a lot. This dude's got a lot. So, and he's held for so long, 11-year freaking holder. All right, inspiration. Pound that like button for that inspiration. Oh, let me go back to the Q&A here. All right, who do we got here? Martin Carter. We got Kiwi Bloke. What's up in New Zealand? Oh, UK Bitcoinmaster. I'm going to tell your story real soon. All right. Sorry to know you're. Oh, yeah. We'll get into that. We'll get into that in a second. Okay. I mean, that dude's got such a strong hand. He didn't get rid of his crypto dividends. I assume if he didn't get rid of Bcash, he didn't get rid of the other ones either. Okay, now the quote I'm going to give you is from Trezor. And just 3 years ago, let's pretend it was May 25th, 2017. What I'm about to read to you was like totally unimaginable. The era of Bitmain truly is over due to the commoditization of chips and machines. It's unlikely that any one Bitcoin mining company will ever again dominate and threaten the market like Bitmain did. And he actually shows another tweet with a link to information about the situation with Bitmain. And I just got to say, things change in the space. People will say, well, that'll never go away. People were fearful of Bitmain and Rocket Man Wu. I mean, they were so. I mean, people were seriously freaked out by those dudes just 3 years ago. They're going to bring down Bitcoin. They're creating a new Bitcoin. Oh, woe is me. Oh, but they just created a crypto dividend. And Rocket Man Wu really bet it all on that Bcash, didn't he? Ouch. And so now, yeah, it's just commonplace. Yeah, of course the Bitmain era is truly over. So things can change real fast because, and a lot of you are new to the space and you don't really get what I'm talking about, but they were the behemoth, and it's over. I'm sure Rocket Man is still. I mean, his private funds. I hope he managed them correctly and is still a wealthy individual. Who knows? All right. So there were a lot of people freaking out about that. Somewhere somebody was claiming that they stole information from Trezor and Ledger Nano. The rumor about leaked customer data from our eShop is a hoax. We have investigated the sample data and confirm it does not match our client data. We anonymize eShop data after 90 days from purchase. So what the person was claiming they had was you can purchase directly from Trezor, and I guess they get your physical address. And someone said they had a list of all that stuff, but they didn't. Just be careful of the hoaxes that are out there, dudes. Lots of rumors. People that claim to be Satoshi Nakamoto, they're hoaxes. People that claim, oh, I'm selling leaked customer information. I mean, that dude just been pulling stuff out of his backside, trying to sell it. I mean, just trying to be a criminal, I guess. Whatever. All right. So UK Bitcoin. So it was a hoax. Trezor didn't lose any customers. Buying information. It was just someone trying to scare or just trying to scam. UK Bitcoinmaster, his Twitter is linked to below. Also, his backup channel is linked to below. You guys know Brian. He's a really honest, nice guy in Bitcoin. He does it for the love of it on his channel. And unbelievably, I guess he woke up this morning and he got the same email that I got on April Fool's, that someone complained about his channel and it got taken down because he violated something they couldn't specifically say that he violated. So it's pretty obvious, and Brian's did not violate anything. He doesn't occur. Trust me, okay? He didn't, and no one complained about him either, okay? It's just a generic email that the algorithm sends out after it takes your channel down. Now, the algorithm makes its decisions on things on factors we cannot even imagine. Keyword, length of the video, and just things that we don't think of. It's not a human. It's not smart. It just has a bunch of numbers, and they let it run wild, okay? They've let it run wild, and because they've let it run wild, it does occasionally take out cryptocurrency related channels, okay? And yeah, that's not fun. That's not fun when you lose your channel. Brian's not happy about it. I'm not happy about it. A lot of people aren't happy about people losing their channels. But I just want to remind you all, that's what we signed up for, and it's no fun. It's no fun at all. It's no fun when it actually happens, when you get the slap in the face, okay? So be vocal about your complaints on social media. Definitely diversify. Brian, I think, probably saved all his videos. I did not do that. That was a mistake. And he has a backup channel now. I mean, he's on BitChute. Obviously, Anchor is a great competitor. You're listening to me there at sportsmeister.com right now. And Anchor is owned by whatever Joe Rogan signed up for, which is a legit now podcast. I mean, it's great. It's great. They're competing with YouTube. We're Joe's 2 a.m. here. What's is it Spotify? Yeah, Spotify. So for this algorithm that does this random stuff, it also guides a lot of people and tells them what to watch on YouTube. So for all of you that are frustrated with the situation and think that it's a crypto purge and it's, the New World Order has told YouTube to take it's not a conspiracy against cryptocurrency. There's a lot of the algorithm works in its own ways. It's taken out a lot of people in a lot of different genres, okay, beyond cryptocurrency, ones that deal with the health situation. Obviously, sometimes the algorithm is really targeted. It's like if you mention the virus by name, demonetize, or there's all sorts of things out there. But here's my point about the algorithm. You don't like the algorithm. We all can agree on that. But yet some of you just let it guide you in everything you do on YouTube. It's the same algorithm that takes out Brian's channel, takes out my channel, it takes out Tones and Benny's channel, okay? The same one that does that you get all up in arms about is the same one that is programmed by the same people that tells you, what video to watch next, okay? And most of you don't think. You let that do the thinking for you. You let that insane thing do the thinking for you so much. And so much what I talk about on this channel is about doing your own thinking. Be your own guide in life, okay? Be an individual. Do not follow, because you are following the herd. So it cuts both ways. Yeah, the algorithm can do insane things like that you notice, but it's also doing other things that are totally manipulating that you're just buying into, dudes. So obviously, always go to the links below. Check out Brian's channel. Check out everything I talk about in this video that's linked to below. And that's you using your head, actually listening to what words I'm saying. I'm mentioning specific people that I mention often. Google them, go to their feeds. Just don't go to where YouTube or the Twitter algorithm or any of the algorithms tell you to go. But you are just a slave to the algorithm that does these things. And I don't know. I don't want humanity to be at the whim of something that does just random stuff like this. But humanity is going in that direction. It is definitely going in that direction where it is just doing whatever the algorithm tells it to do. And you can, suggested videos, et cetera, you suggested tweets, whatever. People do not do, you can use Twitter as such it's such an information, just so much information there, so much useful information there, a treasure trove of information. Okay. But people don't actually read they don't like click on Zach's, his Twitter feed. They'll just go to see what's ever been retweeted or what's ever been suggested to them by Twitter. Okay. You could do so much research with these platforms, but instead you let algorithms tell you what to do. And again, look what the algorithms do. So Brian's linked to below. Everybody's linked to below. Something else that's linked to below is SatoshiCorner.com. This dude is in motion. He contacted me over Twitter. He sells t-shirts and stuff. So good. I'm glad. He did Bitcoin related t-shirts. There's another one out there. Check him out. Maybe he'll send me a t-shirt. Hey, dude, send me a t-shirt. I'll tell you where to send the t-shirt, dude. I got how many t-shirts do I have? 50 t-shirts. I'm about to go back to where my t-shirts are in storage back in Baltimore. So I know some of you are tired of me going through the same 12 shirts over and over and over again. That wasn't planned. But anyway, I'll get some shirts, different shirts soon. And Guy Swan, people asked about Guy Swan's calendar that he mentioned on This Week in Bitcoin. Again, it's linked to below. Have you watched This Week in Bitcoin, or have you just gone to like the fancy sets and graphics show that the algorithm suggested you go to, like some mindless altcoin show that has a girl that has big, what's on it? And that's where you probably don't even know what I'm talking about. Guy Swan's calendar. Okay, so go to This Week in Bitcoin. You'll see Guy Swan was talking about this crypto calendar he has, Bitcoin calendar, that has all the Bitcoin holidays on it, pizza day, all sorts of things. People are like, well, where can I get it at? I linked to it below. Okay, I linked to the specific link where you can get his calendar. It's linked to below. All right, that's the end of the show. So we got guys in motion. Let me see if there are any questions over there. All right, no, but Brian is in the house, so that is very good, and hopefully we'll see. Brian appealed just like I appealed, and of course, when you appeal, it doesn't go to a real person either. So that's. But and no one gets back to you. No one gets back to you. So I'll see if anyone get back. Maybe someone got back to Brian, but most likely it'll just be the same exact scenario. All right, dudes. I'm Adam Meister, Bitcoinmaster, Trezor Meister. Remember, but I got something up my sleeve for myself. We're going to do in June. If I've got conviction. Okay, dudes. You're going to get a new show here every day, no matter what. You're going to get it over at sportsmeister.com in the podcast too. But I never give up, dude. So we'll try something interesting in June probably. So pound that like button. I'll see you guys in the chat. Of course, new show every day, so you'll get another one tomorrow night, late at night probably. All right, see you guys. Bye. Thanks.